So I feel that there is a lot that we are coming into in terms of revelation about our frequency, about us. I think of blood. I think if you're looking at blood, yeah, there's this thing about, I think, Institute of Heart Math talk about blood being, light, congealed light. And I do believe that in reality, light is the energy, the source of energy. When God breathed into Adam, I think the light and the spirit, if you think of spirit and light, I think they're essentially the same thing, just from different perspectives, one being visible. So yeah, I think there's a lot which is going on. And when we begin to have our DNA transformed through communion, taking on the other strands of light DNA, so that our physical DNA, 2 strands, our spiritual light strand connects with God's strands to form 12 or more, then something changes are going to take place. And I think that is related to transfiguration. Whether that was what Jesus was hinting at the Mount of Transfiguration, where he was radiating light with Moses and Elijah, I think potentially yes. And I think whatever Jesus did was a clue to what we can do, or what we can be, and who we can become. So light and frequency and all of that. So if we are to be transformed, if we're going to be restored, then it figures that we're going to be restored back to what it was before Adam fell. And I know Ian Clayton teaches that the skins that were put on to cover Adam when the glory left or departed from him, and his spirit internalized, was obviously not animal skins, but skin. And that's what he attributes before, that our whole energy system was one of light, and that carried the breath of God as light, and energy, if you like, and things changed at that point. So if there's going to be a restoration, then it's going to be a restoration to when we don't have actual blood, and it is going to be restored back to its nature as light. And then what that would have happened, I think the stages of ascension that Adam would have gone through to bring him into an ascended state was one of maturity. And I think that's what God is going to do even when we do get restored back to a primordial state, if you like. What will it become? And that's quite exciting to look at and think about. What will it become? And the whole thing of light, energy, all of that's tied up with it. Frequency, created light, creative light, all of those things are questions. I don't have any answers, but I am drawn towards the whole subject, and I am actually meditating on the subject and talking to God around it, and he's talking to me about it. Because if we're going to see creation restored, how do we communicate with creation? And frequency, I believe, is the way of communication. And again, radio waves are frequency, light waves are frequency. It's just whatever something's vibrating at. And if our thoughts are frequency, so our thoughts can be vibrating at a particular frequency, which is creative. And most of my communication with God is thought, and that, some people talk about the speed of thought being greater than the speed of light in conceptually, in that we can be anywhere. Our consciousness can be anywhere instantly, which is not traveling at the speed of light, but can be instantly anywhere where God is, effectively, because he's omnipresent and we're in him. Therefore, we can be anywhere instantly. So you have the quantum tunneling whole thing of being able to be somewhere else by going into a realm which is not subject to the speed of light limitation. That's why you can get things separated by billions of miles, but are instantly connected, because they're connected not through the natural sphere, but through, we call it the supernatural sphere, or the spiritual sphere, I guess, quantum realm, whatever you want to call it.